Hello, we're diving into the story of Empire Kayaks, a hidden gem serving the South Shore of Long Island since 1998. Empire not only sells, but also rents stand-up paddleboards, kayaks, and all the necessary equipment. Empire also does group rentals for family fun and corporate team building events. Join me today as we meet its owners, Mike and Gabrielle, to go behind the scenes and look at how this business and its owners are dedicated to providing on-water fun with kayaks and stand-up paddleboards at their waterfront location. I'm James Webster, and this is Owners and Operators. Mike, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for welcoming us into Empire Kayak.
Thanks for coming.
My first question was going to be, how did you come up with the name? I know Empire State, but then I pulled onto Empire Boulevard here, right. So that was pretty clear.
Yes.
But maybe tell us, how'd you get into the kayak business?
Well, I've been kayaking for a long time, 40 years or so. And one time, about 40 years ago, I was down in Key West, and I was on a kayak tour through the mangroves and stuff, and I said, we got the same sort of, not mangroves, we got marshes, and we got beautiful waterways here on Long Island, and I thought, I could be doing this, right where I live, and, not have to travel. So that's what got me thinking of getting into the business, and then the opportunity came around where this property became available, and it was time to get out of the bartending business and start something new.
What would you say is the biggest change that you've noticed from when you guys first started 28 or so years ago until now?
When we first started this, there was very few people doing it. In fact, that's one of the reasons when I was first into kayaking, you had to go way out to Suffolk County, and there was nothing in Nassau, and that's what made me say, hey, the opportunity is here in Nassau. So now what has changed is, you can buy a kayak in a gas station now or something, and it's just the proliferation of more kayaks, but not necessarily good ones. And that's the biggest change, is more people are aware of kayaking, but not so much the differences in the quality of products.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. What about, out in Suffolk where I am, spaces even out there is a challenge, but I could see it even more so here in the Long Beach, Island Park area. Doesn't seem like people have a ton of property, so is it more convenient too for people to just come here, rent it, or?
Well, yeah, I think one of the beauties of where we are, you're surrounded by a ton of people, but once you get on the water, there's nobody out there.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we're in a spot where there's a ton of people, not a lot of access to water, and so it makes it an ideal situation.
Very cool. Why Empire Kayak? As you mentioned before, there's others out there. This is a good time for you to kind of tell anybody that's local, at least, that might want to, decide on, hey, I'm looking for something to do on the weekend. There's this place, and then there's maybe another spot.
Right.
It's certainly not like a pizzeria, and I've done some of those where you really have to be different because there's a pizzeria on every corner, right?
Right.
But why Empire Kayak?
Well, one of the things, let's just talk about, like purchasing, or we know what we're talking about. We have the products here because we use them and work well, and we know what will work for other people too. What would be a good fit. We have knowledge of everything. If you have a problem with something, we can fix things. One of the biggest thing is, people come here and say, I've done a ton of research. I said, well, have you paddled any kayaks? No. I said, well, that would be good research. And then so here we can put you on the water. Like everything, almost everything, just about everything we sell, we have to, use. So the thing is, put your butt in a boat, a kayak, or get on the stand-up and go out and see for yourself. I read reviews. Yeah, great. Who's writing those reviews? Just get on the water and do it.
What would you say is the biggest challenge for running a business? Could be just business in general, or your business today?
Cost of everything has gone up, and that said, cost of products has gone up, which and people have to put out more money to get things. But that said, we have kept our rental prices. I don't know when's the last time we ever changed them. But anyway, the cost of product is a challenge, because all of a sudden people are like, oh, I thought kayaks would be this much. Well, they were maybe 5 years ago, or I was going to say, well, of course they were different 20 years ago, but everything has changed since
In the last 5 years,
Yeah.
everything went up tremendously. And maybe it's a good time to introduce Superstorm Sandy. You know, I'm sure you guys got hit pretty bad with that here.
That never entered our mind. We never even talked about anything. It was just, let's get our asses moving. Let's get going again, you know, because, yeah, that was bad. You know, all these things behind us, they were all gone. The storm came in from this direction. It was terrible, yeah. It was
Were
really
you guys
bad.
on the property at that time?
We're
Or did you-
we're on the property, and, you know, our home is here too. And, you know, my thought is that let's, you know, I'm not going to leave all my stuff, you know. So we were going to stay, and then I thought I smelled gas, and all of a sudden the water's coming up in the toilet bowl, and I said, you know what, let's get out of here. And then, you know, we came back the next day. Yeah, no, it was bad, it was tough. The only thought was rebuild, yeah.
How long did it take to rebuild?
Oh, it was October 30th or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then we reopened the shop in December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we reopened the shop in December, and yeah, it was tough. But, you know, yeah, we rebuilt. We never thought about
Throwing in the towel.
No, we didn't. No, there was no thought of that because, you know, I didn't know what else we were going to do.
What do you do outside of work, outside of the business? I mean, you guys have a pretty unique, fun business. This is some people's hobby, right? Is there anything that you enjoy doing outside of the business, outside of kayaking, outside of...
Sailing, which is kind of like, you know, it's on the water. Sure. But I like sailing. I like bike riding, you know. And
you guys live in a great area for
like hanging out on the beach, or going to the beach, yeah.
Well, you really live in a great area for that then.
Yeah.
Any plans for Empire?
The plans are just, you know, keep paddling, you know, and just putting people on the water and spreading the spreading joy, or, you know, spreading the fun of being on the water. Just keep paddling and getting people on the water.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With that, maybe we'll get out there ourselves and we'll check that out.
Yeah.
See what that's about.
Yeah, see the area from the water. It'd be nice.
Awesome.
How is it with working together with your husband and running a business? Do you find it challenging? There's got to be pros and cons to it.
Yes, you cannot deny that it can be challenging. Two people have different views on certain things,
Sure.
and
It's hard enough to be married, right?
Yes.
Now you're busy, splendid.
Yes, but we really don't carry it over. You know, we try to get it really straightened out at work, keep strict hours. You know, it doesn't mean that we're not always working in the off, but when we're working, it's a different thing, and then when we're off, yeah, we try to do fun stuff together.
Good. That's important. What is the biggest challenge that you have with the business today? Where do you feel that the biggest challenge come from, the most friction would come from? And then I guess on the complete opposite, what's the most rewarding part of running this business?
On a daily basis, I would say the difficult part is dealing with Mother Nature. The weather is a big part of it, and the last thing we want to do is for somebody to have a miserable time or an unsafe time. That is the majority. Of course, there's the cost of dealing with manufacturers, and we like to have things be fair and reasonable in price. We don't want to be over the top with our products that we sell. We want to have good quality things, and so that people are happy for a long period of time.
What's your favorite? What do you prefer doing? Stand-up paddle, kayaking paddling, or pedaling?
I really love them all. I do. And it's not always a good day to go paddleboarding. So if in the morning is like a Monday and Tuesday or whatever, then we're closed. If it's flat, I just want to jump out there. Doesn't have to be very long, but I can get out there on the paddleboard. But with regular kayaking, we love very much, always have. And then now with the pedal kayaks, those are like a great option so that you can, you know, if it's windy, you still have a way to get out there.
How do people find out? Where do you get most of your new clients from? The new customers that come to you, where are you getting them from nowadays?
Yeah, they'll see stuff on the internet.
Right?
People will say, you guys have great reviews. A woman come yesterday. Oh, you guys have great reviews. And so happy that when she was leaving, said, oh, this place is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really cool setup. I really enjoyed coming out, checking it out, getting on the water.
Thanks.
Meeting you guys. I'd love to bring the family here one day.
Please do.
I'd love to do that.
Oh, you're
It
welcome.
was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate you guys allowing us in here and checking it out. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today at Empire Kayaks. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and look forward to bringing you inside more interesting businesses just like this one. So be sure to punch that subscribe button and follow us so you don't miss out. If you're interested in having owners and operators showcase your business, please comment below and we will be in touch. Thanks again and stay tuned.